Alright, welcome back to JYR Trades. Today is March 12th. I am not doing my normal live recording. I'm gonna do a bar replay to show what happened with the market today. Today I did not take a trade as I was mainly observing, but during the process I did learn some very interesting things, and I just want to go ahead and share them all with you. As always, all this content is for educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but if you do enjoy it, you like it, and you learn something, please follow, share, and subscribe, and like the video itself. I would truly appreciate that. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it here. Let's see what it is that we saw today in the market. All right, so this is bar replay. This is right before New York opens, and let's take a look at what it is that I have here. All right, here, okay, so price is right here at about 24,791. And first things first, where is price about to open? Price is about to open here, and it looks like there are two things we're looking at. Where is New York value? Okay, New York value is actually above us. Okay, these two white lines represents New York value. Well, what is New York value? New York value is the previous session of all of New York, AM and PM. Okay, I did a fixed range volume profile there, and I went ahead and measured that. And what you see here are three key levels here. You have your value area low, value area high, these two white lines, and then your pink line, that's our point of control. Okay, now we are outside of New York value. All right, the next thing is, where are the mids? Where are our mids? Well, our mids are right here. We have our blue and our purple. Our purple is our London mid, and our Asia is our blue line. So we are outside of the mids. Okay, we are outside of the mids, and we are outside of New York New York. So by definition, we're either going to repair or we're going to do an expansion. Okay, that's one of the two things that could happen today. Now, besides that, where are our POCs? Okay, now before I go any further with the POCs, our mids, not only are they outside, right, of New York, but they're leaking outside. Okay, that means they're pushing away from, they're not just leaning, in other words, they're not here and one here or one here, they are further out. That means that there is directional pressure south. Okay, now the other thing that we gotta look at is, all right, where is price opening in relation to that? Price is opening actually south of both of those things. So that itself gives it another reason to believe that we are going to not only open south or push south, but we're going to more than likely possibly expand or have an initiative run going south. Now, the other thing that gives us confluence here is we have our POCs, we have our London, and we have our Asia. Both of those, once again, all right, where are they? They are pushing even further south. Okay, now the final thing that I would need for a confirmation to show that we're going to go south is, where is our auction zero? This is our auction zero. Okay, this is our auction zero, and at one point it needs to migrate. Now, if it migrates south, that means that more than likely we have an opportunity to migrate south, to completely go south, because of the way everything else has been stacking south. More than likely, that's what the move is going to show today. Okay, so once again, let's go ahead and play the bar replay. All right, so let me see what my speed is here, because I am not sure what my speed is. Okay, let's go a little bit past it. Oh, that's a little too fast actually. Okay, now Let me try and here slow it down a little bit. Okay, so here you're gonna see price is there. It is. We get the migration. So at that point, when it migrates south, okay, what I do is I get my fib and I put it where the migration has happened. Now that yellow line goes with the other yellow line for the migration. That's my 0. At that point, price here has committed uh, beyond the 12. Now normally we would enter, and I did get an entry signal, as you can see here. Normally you would get an entry signal here and you would wait for a retouch, but that's usually when we're in rotational mode. Now rotational mode means that price opened not just inside value, because it can open inside value and that means we're going to rotate, but also what is it called, the mids. If price open inside the mids, okay, even if we're outside of value, if it opens inside, that means there's still some kind of balance that needs to be figured out by the market. Okay, so here, because price opened outside of the mids and externally outside of the mids, okay, you wouldn't wait for a reclaim or a retrace back into this 0 here. So this right here, in my opinion, once it gave us the signal for the entry, for Remitar letting us know, that would have been a good trade right here. So what would we target here? I would say about a 1, okay, or a 1.25. This level that I have here, that's an old level. I don't know why that's there. Oh, I know what's happening now. When I'm going back into bar replay, it's kind of picking up some older key levels I had there. Okay, so I'm about to go ahead and play it. Now, before I play it, there's one other thing that I learned yesterday with ChatGPT. And in our conversations, one of the things that came up was how NQ has a certain habit. Okay, Nasdaq has a certain habit of ranging before it makes a decision, and it's usually once the migration has happened on this auction 0, it's 60 points that way, 60 points this way. Now the reason I'm going to bring this up is because I'm going to show you something very, very, very important right now. So let's measure 120 points real quickly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that from this white line here. Alright, 120 points, okay? Okay, so it's about 24,779. 24,779, okay? So I'm gonna do a box. Okay, and I'm gonna put the 0 right where the center is at, and the reason why is because I want you to see something that is, I thought it was really cool. Okay, now remember that what I just said, that everything is pointing that this is an initiative expansion type of day. In other words, it's really not going to pull back that much. Okay, it had a normal probe up, but then after that, this is expansion pretty much. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and play it. Okay, now check it out. Okay, watch. You'll notice how price went down almost to the 1, and look what it did. The last barrier to kind of keep it from going up is the POC. That's it right here, right? And what does it do? Comes down. Okay, but check this out right now. Now remember the box, all right? Remember, price is going to do some retracements, right? At some point. Say you had missed the entry here. I'm just giving you an example here. And you're like, oh, well, when should I go back in? If we know that this is an expansion, right? Let's just say.
What if the bright side wasn't just a steak
And look what
dinner?
happens.
What if it was a
The
sunset
rejection
with
happened right here.
blue skies, perfect greens, seaside concerts, world famous beaches,
All
and
right, let me take that off. The reclaim happened here, and look what it does. Comes, it comes down again, tries to tap it again, rejection, and booyah, comes down. This thing ended up going all the way down to, I believe, almost a -2 based on the fib. Okay, and at this point, it's 8:43 in the morning. Okay, it tried to make a comeback to the 62. Look at that, to the 62, and eventually it comes down somewhere close to here. It doesn't go all the way to the -2, as far as I can remember. Okay, but the main thing that I wanna again go over here, when New York opened, it opened outside of value. Okay, you can see values over here. Okay, if you're wondering what the yellow line, guys, that's previous day mid and previous day high, and previous day low is the other teal one that I have here. Okay, so here again, price open outside the mids. So when you look at that, okay, possible repair expansion. All right, where are the mids? Are we opening inside or outside of them? We're opening outside of the mids. Great. That's a repair or expansion right there. Right. In fact, it's not really going to rotate that much because we're not opening inside those, and we're not extremely close. If it was really close, like say price was right here when it opened up, then there's a possibility it's going to rotate first, and you would wait for a reclaim of the structure zero, right? So the next thing I look at it, okay, so where are the mids in reference to New York Valley? They're leaking outside, they're pushing down. Okay, where is did price open? Did we open in the middle between them? No, we open externally outside. So again, we're pushing down. Where are our POCs? Our POCs are even lower than our mids. So that's again pushing lower. When our Remitar decides to migrates down. That's the final confirmation that we are pushing downward. Okay, and everything was letting us know that um, we were going to do like an expansion where it wasn't going to come and retrace back into the zero. So I didn't take a trade, but I saw all of this happening, and really what I was waiting for was for the retracement to come back into here. All right, it never did. Yesterday, it was one of those aha moments where I had with this here, but that is applies more to a rotation compression balance environment. Okay, if price had opened inside the two mids here, well, then yeah, it's going to rotate for a little bit. You would wait. It might do this back and forth, and depending again on, you know, what is which value is it going to rotate off of? Is it going to rotate off of, say, Asia, or is it going to rotate off of London uh, or New York? That would depend on the location of the overall price, right? That really would just depend. Okay. So hopefully you all enjoyed this right here. Oh, one more thing. When it does open in a rotational mode, this box here is usually the box. It's usually it's gonna be the um, the range that it's gonna do before it decides to make a move. So if we open in a rotational setting, this box right here, it's going to usually rotate. And what you want to look at is you want to look at, okay, what extremes are, if any, are aligning in a rotational, and say that London Delta Valley Area Low was lining up with it, and Delta Valley Area High, then you would know it's gonna be um, that one. Okay, or if it's lining up at that time with New York's, then it would be that. Like yesterday, for example, we were in a bias rotational. Uh, it lined up with these two. Okay, these were below us, and these were didn't line up. So that was the difference yesterday. So anyway, so I hope you guys found this content useful, and you learned something. Um, every day is a learning. It's a learning journey, but I do believe that uh, order flow traders, they understand market structure. They understand where price is going to go based on mids, based on value, based on POC, okay, based on auction zero. All that is they know how to put it all together, and after a while, there's only so many scenarios that you're going to come across that you're going to eventually learn them. You know, where you're going to learn them automatically. Anyway, so hopefully you guys like the content, and y'all enjoy. Again, remember, please follow, share, and subscribe. Like the video. Thank you again. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all tomorrow.